Hello and welcome to Taking You to School with Dr. Tom Prichard. I am your host, JP John Poz from the Two-Man Power Trip. Of course, joining me, the star of the show, the former WB World Tag Team Champion, one of the greatest trainers in the history of the business, the Doctor of Desire himself, Dr. Tom Prichard. How you doing today, sir?
Doing great, John.
What is going on in the world of WWE right now? Did you happen to catch Crown Jewel? Did you
I
watch the
caught I caught Cody and Seth, and that was about it.
Oh, you didn't watch the whole pay-per-view. Did you watch it live when it happened?
No, I happened to see that match, and that was it.
Oh, okay. What
Yep.
did you think? Did you like the match?
I liked the match. Sure did. Thought it was great.
What did you think about the coast to coast, which apparently caused a shoulder injury to Seth Rollins?
Well, that's why they call it a high risk maneuver. I wouldn't have done it, but obviously that's why those guys are in the main event.
Could you tell right away that there was an injury? Because to me, I was like, oh, something happened there.
No, I couldn't tell. I just thought they were moving on with the match.
And it's crazy, right? Because he ends up winning. Did you expect him to win?
I wasn't sure what they were going to do, but I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did win. I thought it was good.
Obviously, with the watch. So, I mean, he technically did cheat. He gets the win, but he did technically cheat to win.
Well, Cody couldn't beat him with the crossroads off the top rope with that one Rolex watch shot. That'll get you every time, I guess.
Well, yeah, and then he did the super stomp from the second too to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that he finished him off.
Yeah, but a Rolex watch will get you every time, obviously.
Oh yeah,
So
that
sure.
no doubt. Do you like that
Mhm.
as an out for Cody for the loss that he did technically cheat to win there, or you think it wasn't strong enough?
Well, they had to do something, but I mean, after all they did, um, yeah, I thought it was. I I don't know what else you could have done. I mean, it was a way out, that was a good thing to do, I guess.
So the only thing here is he really hurt or not? Because we've been here before, where we've talked about is Seth Rollins really injured, and then miraculously he's not injured and he's beaten CM Punk for the title at SummerSlam. So what do you think?
Well, what's the upside of him not being hurt and them telling everybody he's hurt and then do the turn? I mean, what's the upside to that?
I don't know. So I'm
Yeah,
assuming that he must really be hurt. I mean, I'm assuming,
yeah.
but it's funny with him. You don't know because they swerved this before.
Well, they're going to keep swerving us again. So, I mean, but I just don't see any upside. So, yeah, I think he's really hurt.
Do you think that was the right way to go about it and have Braun Breaker turn and then have Reed join them?
Well, what else could they do? If Seth has to go under the knife for surgery, I mean, why not get the most out of him right there and feature Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker? I mean, that it made okay sense to me.
Do you like that he's going to have to give up the title though without losing it?
Well, what else can you do? I mean, if he's going to be on a shelf, I had shoulder surgery last December, and I was out for a while too. So if he's going to be out for a while, I mean, that shoulder surgery is a serious thing.
I'm always just kind of curious. Why not have him do a match and just job in 3 seconds? You know what I mean? Like, or is it too risky? Is he not allowed to do that? Like,
Well, maybe they want to do it this way to get the most out of it and see how he comes back. I mean, he can come back as a big baby face. You never know.
did you like the turn? Were you surprised by the turn of Braun Breaker spearing him out of nowhere?
I was surprised but not shocked. It really didn't shock me at all once I found out he was hurt. They say he's hurt, and they had to do something. If Seth can't wrestle and wrestling with the torn rotator cuff or labrum is pretty painful. So I mean, if that's the case, then they got the most out of it, I guess.
What would you do here with the title? Would you have Breaker win the title? I mean, what would you do? You strap the rocket to Braun Breaker right now,
Sure, why not? Get it while it's hot.
or maybe go in a different direction, give it to Punk or LA Knight, or do you think Breaker's the way to go?
I think Braun Breaker's ready to break out and give him the championship, give him the world title, and see what he does with it. Yeah, I think that might be the best.
What do you think about Breaker? Like what do you like about him, basically?
He's different. He's got fire. He's got intent in everything he does, and he's a badass. I mean, he really is. He's the real deal.
He definitely is a combination of Rick and Scott, both Steiner brothers. I feel like he's a combination of.
Yeah, and he's right at that point where he's gaining momentum and strap the rocket to his back. See how far he goes. That's what I think.
Do you like the way they did it with Heyman being surprised? You know what I mean? Like, 'cause they kind of teased Heyman saying, like, "Oh, you better win." I don't know whose side I'm going to be. Do you like the fact that he's surprised, or do you think that he should have been like the puppet master?
No, I like the fact that Braun even said something to him at the afterwards. You're either with me or not, and I like that fact because it just shows what kind of slime ball Paul is. He'll turn on a dime. So I wasn't surprised at all. I thought it was great.
And it seems like Breaker is the mastermind here. I mean, he just basically did it on his own. There was no thought. Even Bronson Reed didn't know about it. So it was all Breaker.
Yeah, yeah, and that kind of puts him in the driver's seat.
Do you think that Reed should have joined, or should he have stayed separate? Because I mean, he at the pay-per-view at Crown Jewel, he does beat Roman Reigns. So I mean, he's pretty. That's a huge push. I mean, that's a huge win. Not a lot of guys pin Reigns. Hardly anybody really.
Right, but he went ahead and gave Seth a tsunami too, and I that's why I think go all the way with those guys and see where it leads, see what happens.
Do you think that's going to create some animosity between both of them, being that they both want to be champion?
Well, eventually, yeah, but I also think that Ron Breaker's stepping out and letting it be known that he's the leader and he's going to take things into his own hands. So I'm sure there'll be animosity down the road. There always is.
I feel like they have a shortage of heels. You know what I mean? Now that Rollins is out, they have a real shortage. You got Breaker and Reed, and then really nobody else. Everybody else is a babyface. The Usos are babyfaces. Punk, Rollins, when he returns, I guess, will be a babyface. Roman Reigns, LA Knight. You got so many babyfaces, not enough heels.
Well, is Brock coming back too?
I was reading. I was reading that until Royal Rumble. I don't know if that's true or not. Now they might have to bring him back sooner, but I was reading he's not back into the Rumble.
Well, that's just a couple weeks away. So, I mean, it's not that long, not that far off. He'll be back soon enough.
The Rumble's late January, so we're looking at.
I'm talking about Survivor Series. I'm sorry, that's what I'm talking about.
I feel like they almost have to bring him back for Survivor Series now.
Yeah.
Like they might have to give him some extra moolah. Hey, here's an extra $1 million. Hey, Lesnar, show up to the show.
Well, it's not like they're lacking any money right now. It seems like they're doing a pretty good job. So why not?
Man, it's crazy. It's like the Seth Rollins, he beats Punk, he's beating Cody, he's beating Roman, like all these guys, and all of a sudden he's injured. It's like, wow, they built it, finally built him up. They're maybe getting the vision, some momentum, and then boom, he's injured.
Well, it's not easy, and they're doing a lot of high risk stuff, and stuff like that happens. So when somebody gets injured, they just got to do the best they can with what they got, and I guess the brain trust came up with the idea, let's get Seth out because the sooner you get the surgery, the sooner he's going to be on the mend.
So basically the other results, obviously we were talking about Seth, he beat Cody. Bronson Reed did beat Roman Reigns. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky did beat the Kabuki Warriors. Stephanie Vaquer did defeat Tiffany Stratton. And then, of course, John Cena beat AJ Styles. So if you haven't seen that match, go out of your way to see that. That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, when I get a chance, I will.
Very old school, like just the pacing and the style. I mean, obviously AJ is great, but and him and Cena always had great chemistry. Cena said that's his best opponent in ring wise. That was his best matches. So you knew you were going to get a good match. A lot of callbacks, like Walls of Jericho. Samoa Joe's Coquina Clutch. I mean, they're doing a lot of callbacks in that match.
Well, obviously that's what they wanted to do, and that's what they set out to do. And I watched some of the post show, and Hunter said it was the low letter to pro wrestling. So, makes sense. Go out and do what you loved growing, or what you loved about pro wrestling, and spotlight it.
Do you really believe that that match was never really scheduled, Cena versus AJ? Are you believing that at all?
No, I'm not.
Are you thinking that it was a little bit of a work there by Cena and Triple H and AJ?
Well, somebody told me a long time ago everything's a work.
Oh, yes, very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that people were thinking like, wow, Cena's not going to fight AJ in the retirement tour. The guy he said is his greatest opponent, and all of a sudden he's wrestling on one of his last matches. Of course he's wrestling AJ.
It's called reverse psychology, I guess.
Yes.
Smart people. Yeah.
Only a few dates left, right? He only has 4 dates left. He's got 2 Raws, Survivor Series, and then the John Cena's farewell match at Saturday night's main event.
So who's going to be his farewell match against?
They haven't said, and I'm still kind of curious. Is it going to be Lesnar rematch? Rock was teasing something. Not that Rock was teasing that he's going to wrestle him, but he was teasing something like, "Oh, whoever John wants to wrestle." And so interesting.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting, and they're going to keep it as interesting as they can right now, especially with Rollins out, and they got a lot of stuff going on that you can't necessarily figure out, and I think that's a good thing.
So they did have last week as well. NXT and TNA was really an NXT show, but it was like the group show, if you will, versus AEW, which was on Tuesday night last week. So they literally went head to head, old Monday Night War style, old Raw versus Nitro style. Yeah. So we had obviously a huge night in wrestling. NXT and TNA, really NXT, ended up beating AEW by double in the ratings. Does that surprise you at all? Do you kind of think like, wow, that's probably kind of shocking?
TNA beat NXT in the ratings?
No, they beat AEW. TNA was a part of the NXT show, but yeah. So AEW got kind of trampled there in the ratings.
Yeah. Well, that really doesn't surprise me because I don't know. I haven't watched AEW in a long time, but I don't know if there's anything really worth watching, especially when you have all the interesting action going on NXT right now, and with TNA invading and showcasing their talent. So I can see that. It doesn't shock me at all.
Very interesting. Like we talked about with the Nielsen ratings, how it's kind of changed now. It's big data plus panel, and very confusing about what all that means. But basically, it's a more accurate way to really hone in on who's watching. So wrestling ratings have been down, but that rating was like 684 for NXT and 321, I think it was, for AEW. So I mean, it was more than double. I mean, they beat them by a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you what the mainstream public is talking about AEW about. I mean, what would the buzz on the street about AEW be?
Honestly, not much lately. Really, I mean, they were kind of pumping this up like Tuesday Night Wars, and the wars are back, the wrestling wars, and it really wasn't close here. And the only thing that really came up recently was Adam Page complaining about WBD, and on the TV they're airing ice commercials, and he's posting on social media to complain, and he's putting email addresses. This is their world champion, Adam Page, and leaving their email address. Hey, complain. We don't want ice commercials on our wrestling program. Take away the ice, and he kept telling the fans to complain to the people that air Dynamite and air the show. Can you believe that? That's basically how they've been in the news lately.
Well, I don't know if you want to have your name around that kind of stuff, but I mean, for some segment of their audience, I guess it's something that they agree with, but you're alienating another part of your audience no matter what you do. So I mean, I would stay out of that.
And I feel like you might be getting in trouble with the network too. Like, imagine Tony getting that call, like, "Hey, why is one of your wrestlers saying to complain to us? Like, what's going on here? Like, that's like a red flag."
Well, yeah, I mean, they have to be paying for the commercial time, obviously. So, yeah, I don't know if it's their place to say. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but at the same time, when you represent the company as a world champion, you have to be aware that what you say does mean something. So, I don't know what they're thinking.
So I don't know. I guess the whole thing is John Moxley and Darby Allin having a feud right now, and I don't know. They just kind of seem I don't know, all over the place. Everybody kind of saying online though, like they're fans that they're doing great and everything else, but it just seems like they're in definitely a down period, and it doesn't seem like Adam Page as champion is necessarily as successful as like MJF was when he was champion. It seemed like ratings were up and interest was up and everything was up maybe when MJF was champion.
Well, I also saw where BJ Ray sent out a tweet to Tony saying, "Hey, I was fired by WWE. Here, holler at your boy or whatever." So, I mean, that's something else to think about. I mean, why would you want somebody like that on your roster? But I don't know. I don't know the appeal of AEW these days. I really don't.
Seems like it's just like, hey, we just put on good wrestling matches, and some of the other stuff they leave behind. I know they're trying to make this Moxley, Darby Allin thing like crazy. Like they're filming vignettes at jails, and they're burning people up, and they got fire going and flamethrowers and body bags. I mean, they're trying maybe to have some shock TV as well.
Yeah, and shock TV isn't always bad, but you have to have stuff people care about. And I don't know if they care about that right now. Obviously, they don't.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It's like an interesting time period. I got a friend that absolutely loves AEW. Every time we talk, he always pumps up AEW and how he loves it and everything. But I'm just not as into like what they're doing as far as some of the guys. Like Kenny Omega isn't used as much. He's not honest. Like, I'm not really sure what's going on. And Bryan Danielson is now a commentator. He's not wrestling anymore. I know that's what he wants, but man, it's like they seem like they've lost something. They've lost some mojo big time.
Well, they lost momentum, whatever momentum they might have had. And, yeah, I think you're right. I don't know that Hangman Adam Page is their savior and world champion. I don't know if he's the guy or not. It doesn't sound like it.
He's a good worker, and he's a good promo and stuff, or decent promo. But the gimmick, the anxious millennial cowboy, I don't know if that really resonates with a lot of people. Like to their fan base, like the niche audience, he's definitely over. But anytime he's champ, like remember the last time he was champion, it was like everything kind of felt. That's when it really started falling apart, and you notice like a little bit of a downfall. So it's like, wow, we're gonna go back to the well, the guy that didn't work because this fan base likes him. Like you're not going to expand the fan base when you go back to the well of the other guy that only the fan base likes, pretty much.
Well, it sounds like you're losing a lot of the fan base. So he's not the guy. Yeah, he's not the guy for sure. I don't think.
And he's feuding with Samoa Joe right now, and Joe just said he's basically going to be retiring soon. So it's like they're losing maybe another awesome guy. I love Samoa Joe.
So when is Samoa Joe retiring?
He didn't say, but he said when his AEW contract is up. So the rumor online was his contract's up in 2026. So all these guys
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles said he's going to retire too. All these awesome guys that I love for the last 20 plus years are all retiring. It's crazy.
Well, you got young guys coming up, and you can't do this forever. I mean, especially the way AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and whoever else wants to retire this year, especially how hard they go and their style. I mean, it wears your body down, and that's why it's called high-risk maneuvers. And is risk worth the reward? Well, maybe. Sometimes it is. But, you will pay for it later. Ask Mick Foley.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. Big time. So you mentioned Sexy BJ Ray, who obviously was just released from WWE and wants to sign with AEW. Are you not a fan of Sexy BJ Ray?
No, I'm not a fan of a guy like that. I've come across people like him before. Not a fan.
Does he remind you of anybody you can mention?
No, but he does remind me of people I've come across, but nobody I can mention.
Is it gimmick though, or is he legit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is he kind of just hamming it up, or?
Well, he comes across as one of those guys who's legit, who really believes his own hype and believes he's that great and believes he can be the savior, or he's a ratings guy. But I think he's one of those guys that is a distraction. He's obnoxious and not likable at all.
Do you think that tweet helps him get signed, or that basically
Nope.
negates the getting signed.
Yeah, I think that if they sign him, then they deserve what they get. But I don't think that'll help him get signed at all. I think that's a desperate attempt at hey, look at me, and if they don't want me, maybe you do, and I can draw ratings for you. I just don't see him as a big ratings guy. People like to watch a car wreck, and he was more of a car wreck and an obnoxious, cocky, arrogant, whatever he is. And I didn't. He didn't appeal to me at all.
The thing is with him, I don't think he's an AEW style. You know what I mean? Like that they like that those in-ring guys. They like those guys that can go. You know what I mean? And he's pretty damn green, and obviously he's got an amateur wrestling background. Not really fit the AEW style, so to speak.
No, I don't think he does either, and I don't know that he'd get along with those guys in AEW. I think he's one of those guys that finds a hard time getting along with anybody.
So I wasn't surprised that he was released, but some of the other people, I was kind of surprised by it and almost taken aback a little bit by the releases because Rich Holland is injured. He broke his foot in the ring. Like he got injured in the ring. And they said, oh, when November comes, they said, oh, we're not cutting you. We're just not re-signing you. In essence, they're cutting him or they're releasing him. I mean, isn't that crazy? He's injured.
Yeah, I guess that's just a change of philosophy they've come up with these days. Before they used to extend it and at least let you get healthy first, but it's a new company. It's a new day, and I hate it for them, but that's just the facts of life, and they have every right, I guess, with when the contract expires, not to re-sign it. And what were they really doing with Ridge? Is it Ridge Holland?
Yeah, he was in NXT. He was basically, just working and feuding with a bunch of the top guys in NXT.
Right. So I mean, that's developmental, and I know guys who've been there for years and still looking for an opportunity to get on the main roster. So it's a business, and they're treating it more and more like a business, and they're not looking at anything. But it seems like the guys are just a number or just a name on a page, and right, wrong, or indifferent. That's how it seems to me.
But to cut a guy when he's injured, obviously he's got 3 kids and he's taking care of his family. That's obviously one major issue here, but he's getting the rehab right from WWE, but still he can't wrestle for like 6 months because he's injured in WWE ring. That just seems crazy by TKA. Cut the guy. Vince wouldn't do that, right? Would Vince McMahon ever do that?
Don't know what Vince would do. I'm not saying it doesn't suck, but that's the way they're doing business now. So it does suck. It sucks when you're not going to renew your contract, but what are they going to do with an injured guy for another 6 months? I mean, if they're not happy with him, then the only logical thing to do is let the contract expire and move on.
So I talked to a couple of guys, and they basically, old school guys, they basically said Vince would have let the guy get all the way to the end of the 6 months, then boom, as soon as you're back and healthy, you're fired, or you're released then. But he would have paid him up until that point.
Maybe he would, but we don't know because Vince isn't here now. So it's we can all speculate on what Vince would do or not do, but fact is, it is what it is these days, and not saying it's fair, not saying it's right, but it is what it is.
Well, I guess it's what he used to do, Vince. Like that was his philosophy. If the guy is hurt, he's going to pay him until his contract is up. Then he's going to make sure that he's, as far as if he's not injured, he'll pay him the contract. But if he's injured, he'll pay him until he comes back from injury. Then he's going to release him. That they were saying that's his philosophy. That's what he used to do.
Yeah, but if his contract is up, that means he would have to sign another contract. So
unless you could do that thing, that injury clause thing where you can extend the contract or whatever due to injury. So there's like ways around it, I guess, that you could play with.
Yeah, and I know Vince is taking care of a lot of people. He's been like that for years. So it's just it's the shits that it has to be like this now, but but that's the way they're doing business these days. I watched NXT last night, and it seemed a little overwhelming at times. Um, the ladies battle royal, the attacks on Ricky Saints backstage, and there was another attack on the Hardy Boys. You really have to pay attention with what's going on, and what do you do with all those people there? I mean, I think there's over 100 people at the PC right now, and TKO's got to figure out what to do with these people because they're the ones paying them. So they got to figure out: do they cut some guy who's healthy and still under contract for another 2 years, or do they cut somebody, or let somebody's contract runs out because they're injured? I mean, it's a hard decision to make if you have feelings and have emotions, but in the cold, hard world of business, I guess they don't.
And then on top of that, Kylie Ray is pregnant and they released her. So that's another like iffy kind of like, oh man, really? Like, I don't know if she was necessarily saying like, oh, I'm pregnant. It's okay. You know, I'll leave, you know, you're not paying me enough, blah, 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 whatever. But to me, that comes off really heelish. Like not very good. You're firing a girl. She's pregnant.
Well, there's a lot of heels in the world. And if you look at the world the way it is right now, there's a lot of heels out there. There sure are.
Turning Vince McMahon into a babyface, it seems like, to be honest, right? I mean, like with all this stuff, like TKO, it's like, wow, Vince wouldn't do that. Vince wouldn't do that. Vince is a babyface.
Well, but they don't know what Vince would really do. They speculate, and even though he may have done it in the past, who knows what he would do now? I mean, times have changed. The business has changed. It's changed hands. It's not the same people in charge, not the same mindset. They're doing what they have to do. And I guess they have to produce numbers and they have to produce revenue. And the more they do, the better off they'll be. So those are the cold hard facts, I think. And I would hate to be the guy making those decisions right now, but somebody has to make them. And TKO is going to take care of TKO. And the minute something slips, then I'm sure nobody is safe. I mean, I think everybody's head is on the chopping block eventually. And that's the cold hard facts.
I know where Vince will be coming up soon, by the way. This is a fact. He will be going to court for reckless driving when he got that horrible car accident a few months ago. So he will be headed to court for reckless driving. We know that about Vince, at least, you know.
Well, I think he'll be okay. I'm sure he has a nice lawyer.
Yes, even though Jerry McDevitt is retired, by the way.
Right. So he has another lawyer.
Yes.
That will go to court with him, no doubt.
Yes. Jerry, arguably the greatest lawyer of all time. Just throwing that out there. Arguably.
Okay, I won't argue.
Just want to throw this out there, too. I don't know. Did you happen to see Bound for Glory, since we're talking about some of the Hardy Boys and some TNA guys and stuff? Did you see Bound for Glory at all?
I did not.
The Hardy Boys beat the Dudley Boys in a tables match and retired the Dudley Boys. They left their boots in the ring. What do you think about the retirement of the Duds?
Well, I mean, I think they probably came back for that one match just because. And they were technically already retired, but they just made it official. So I think it's a good thing. You know, Bubba's doing okay. Devon's doing okay. So I'm glad the Hardy Boys are doing okay. It's good to see those guys all these many years later.
Yeah, Devon had a bad back injury, had a stroke. So it's one of those things where I don't know if Devon really should be wrestling that much. So might be, and obviously Bubba's getting up there in age too. So maybe he was better off.
Yeah, once you get to a certain point, you know when it's time. Well, some people know when it's time to call it quits or at least slow down. And they've slowed down for the last few years, picking their shots, and they just finally made it official.
I don't know about that finish though. I don't know if you saw that Bubba basically, it's a tables match, but Bubba was in the ring with both Hardy Boys. They both have chairs. Yvonne's laid out. So instead of Bubba like fighting back because they both have chairs, he just gives up. They throw away the chairs. They pick him up. They throw them on the table. It's almost like he just accepted his fate type of deal.
Well, then I'm sure that was Bubba's idea if they're going to do that. I mean, it was storytelling, no doubt. I didn't see it, but that's what it sounds like. And they wanted to tell that story. So it makes sense that finally the guy just accepts his fate and, shoot me in the back of the head.
The Hardys are the better team. You know what I mean? This is their time now, even though, obviously they're getting up there in age too, but it's their time now. The Dudley Boys' time is past.
Yeah. Yeah, but they've accomplished everything. I mean, they've done more than enough, and they've done okay in their careers. They've been you can't deny what the Dudley Boys have done in their career, as well as the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian. I mean, when they were doing their triple threats and in the ladder matches and all that stuff, man, it's I don't think there's one thing you can say about the Dudleys or the Hardys when it comes to being a great tag team or not. They both are great tag teams, and they both went out there and, from what I understand, told a hell of a story and had a hell of a match.
Edge and Christian, by the way, at the last AEW pay-per-view, they beat FTR. So they had their kind of triumphant return. So interesting. Edge, Christian, the Dudleys, and the Hardys all having matches kind of all around the same time period. Very kind of interesting there.
Yeah, I can see FTR not wanting to beat them anyway. I mean, that's they're huge fans of Edge and Christian.
Yeah, and FTR's training buddies, I guess, with Edge too for a long time. They kind of live over in that North Carolina area.
Sure do.
Okay. Kind of crazy, though. They all kind of finishing up all around the same time. Not finishing up, but all wrestling around the same time. Now, obviously, Dudleys are finishing up.
Well, there'll be plenty of people to take their place. And they're just they have an abundance of talent in NXT and WWE. And I don't think they'll be hurting for the next few years.
Interestingly enough, I don't know what's true and what's not, but they were saying Edge's contract might be up with AEW. Do you think he could be John Cena's last opponent, considering that was a big feud for a couple of years there in WWE?
Anything's possible. Here, Jericho's contract is coming up too, so anything is possible. And those guys are smart enough, savvy enough to know how to get people talking about them. So, yeah, I mean, could it? Sure could.
Do you think that some of these releases mean that big names are on the way? You know what I mean? To free up some money. Hey, we need Lesnar for more dates. Or, hey, Jericho's coming in. Edge is coming in. Do you think that's a way of kind of freeing up some money so you can get these big names? Is that like a red flag or like a red herring there?
Sure. It makes perfect sense. You can throw big money at the guys, but, I mean, you need to find some cuts somewhere. And that's what they're doing, I guess.
Going back to AEW for a second, I don't know if you saw this. This was so interesting to me. Now I'm intrigued. I'm going to have to see if he made his return. But remember we were talking about Andrade, how he came back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last week I was reading he was missing in action, MIA, and they never put out the thing Andrade is all elite. You know, they always put out the picture of the guy and he's like, he's all elite, he's re-signed, or we just signed him, and we're like, they didn't put that out. He did make a surprise return. He did beat up Kenny Omega, but they never followed up on it. And I was reading that he might be MIA. Like, that's not a good sign, right? What's going on with Andrade?
I have no idea. Where would it be MIA at? Mexico? Or would it just be...
I don't know. Supposedly he was supposed to fight La Parca, and he didn't show up for the match. It was the rumor. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not, but it's like, uh-oh, what the hell's going on with this guy?
Well, wrestlers are a crazy breed sometimes, and you never know what gets them thinking and doing crazy stuff. So who knows? I mean, Andrade might have got the lay of the land and it wasn't what he thought it'd be and just said to hell with it.
Do you think that Andrade kind of reminds you of Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey at all, or no?
Red hair, missing tooth? Bow-legged?
Well, I mean, like aloof. He's being being a little like a madman here. He's all over the place.
No, Jimmy was a different cat altogether.
Another thing too is Takeshita, who's one of like the rising stars that I am interested in AEW. I think he's great. He just won the IWGP title. He's the New Japan World Champion right now. So kind of interesting. Like I guess he's not really like an AEW guy. I guess he's like a split kind of guy, but he is an AEW. He is in Don Callis family. He is kind of teaming with Okada and feuding with Okada, but he's the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. So
Andrade?
Takeshita. Takeshita.
Oh,
So just continuing on with some more AEW guys. I just found that interesting. Like, well, an AEW guy is the IWGP World Champion right now.
Are they capitalized on it or not?
I don't know. He just won it like 2 days ago, so we'll have to see tonight and going forward, kind of what they do with him. I'm sure he's not even on the show because he's probably still in Japan. I just thought that was kind of surprising. I was like, I thought this guy was, I knew he did the G1 tournament, but I thought he was AEW, but maybe not.
Well, maybe not. But isn't WWE also going to Japan and putting on a show there too? Is it in the Tokyo Dome or no?
I don't think it's Tokyo Dome, but it's on their own, though. There's going to be no other organization. They always do that, but they're going there, but it's just on their own. And I don't think it's Tokyo Dome. I don't know where they're going to perform at.
Okay. Well, I heard they're going to Japan.
Yes, yeah. They do that like once a year, basically. Do a couple house shows over there. Usually draws pretty well.
No doubt.
New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 20 will be at the Tokyo Dome. The annual January 4th show. That'll be at the Tokyo Dome. Let's see how it draws because New Japan hasn't been doing that good lately.
Well, I think the only ones that have been doing really good have been WWE. I could be wrong.
To be honest, it seems like it. It does seem like it. Seems like AEW is a bit down just as far as the ratings and just as far as the house, the gates, if you will, the people in attendance is definitely down for them as well. It just seems like maybe a little bit of a lull there for them.
Yeah, so they need something to spice it up, and even WWE, I mean, they've got to do something to keep people coming and keep people interested.
Yeah.
I think with Seth being out, I mean, that was probably the only option they had, and they'll bring something for Survivor Series. I'm curious what's going to happen with Survivor Series, who the team's going to be.
Very intriguing too, because it seems like, man, without Seth, like what the heck could the teams be? Like War Games is a bit lacking, and it does seem like even creative has been lacking. I'd say for the last couple months, really lacking. SummerSlam was good, but outside of that, they've been very lacking creatively.
If you think about it, those guys have been crisscrossing the world, going all over the place and crisscrossing the United States, and not to mention the writers and the agents, producers that have to follow everybody around too. That takes a lot of energy, and it's hard to put on a show every week, especially one day when you're in Portland, Oregon, and then you're in Perth, Australia the next, or wherever they were before. Yeah, and then they're heading back across the seas, and then just all the travel that WWE has been doing lately, it kind of amplifies the magnitude in what people are thinking about. And when something as crazy as somebody gets injured, then they have to come up with an alternate plan. And I don't know, man. It wears on everybody, and the writers and everybody that's outside the ring as well. And then you got Triple H trying to keep everything together and do what he has to do as a boss now. So for WWE to be drawing what they're drawing and having people still come and be interested and get into the matches, I think it says a lot about it.
Before we get into this week in Dr. Tom history, just wanted to mention that Dark Side of the Ring will be back. They're going to be re-up for another season. Not sure exactly what's going to be on this season. People can speculate and kind of try to figure out what's going to be. Just want to mention Dark Side of the Ring will be back. So the boys will be back.
Tremendous.
Are you looking forward to it?
Of course.
Nice. Me too. They usually have some pretty good eps. There's no doubt about it.
We'll see.
So this week in history, so this week as we're recording it and then figuring out the day we're recording it, let's go back to 1987. CCW, a little bit of Continental. You team up with, I can't even believe this, Scott Armstrong, of all people, and you wrestled Jonathan Boyd and Mike Golden. What do you think about that? What is up with that team? That is a crazy team.
Well, Mike Golden and Jonathan Boyd turned on me, and Scott Armstrong was the only ally I had. I guess the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So we became friends after a while and teamed up and had some good matches with those guys.
And you guys got the win, too, in Naithwa, Mississippi, wherever the heck that is. I don't even know. Or Naniwa, Mississippi. I never even heard.
I don't even remember going there, but it's all right.
Isn't that crazy? Mississippi. Wow.
Sure. That's the South. That's where we were. Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas.
Never even heard of that place. Wow, it's crazy. And the main event was that evening, just to throw this out there. Danny Davis, Doug Furnace, Johnny Rich, and the Bullet defeat Dutch, Jimmy Golden, Robert Fuller, and Larry Hamilton. Wow, look at that.
That's an eclectic group of guys.
Yeah. I just talked to Larry not that long ago either, which is kind of like a rare guy to talk to. But yeah, interesting. Sure. Wow. What a
how is old Larry Hamilton doing?
He seems like he's doing great. He looked like he was in great shape. He had a gym behind him and everything. He seemed like he was really rocking and rolling. He seemed like he's doing great.
Good for him.
Next up, this is a really good one. I don't even know how you could forget this because this is a great one. This is all the way in Saitama, Japan in 1989, part of the Tokon series. This is night 2. Jushin Thunder Liger beat you in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. How awesome is that? How do you feel about that? Jushin Thunder Liger, one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, he was easy to work with. I thought we had a good match and had a 6-man tag match too, I think, during that tour with Liger, and I can't remember the partners, but I think Tony St. Clair and Vader and myself took on Liger and 2 other opponents. So
Masahiro Chono and Ricky Choshu. So wow.
Okay. Well,
legend.
Chono I knew from Alabama, so that was kind of cool.
Well, you and Tony St. Clair is pretty rare, but you and Vader, geez, Louise, that's awesome.
Yeah, very awesome.
And 2 matches against Liger too. So on that tour, so pretty cool.
And everybody talks about how stiff the Japanese wrestlers were, but really all it was being snug, and they just wanted everything to look authentic, and people couldn't see through it. So I understood that. And nobody's ever stiff. They were solid, but the rings were solid. The rings were stiff, but I thought the guys over there worked great.
So next up, we're going to go to 1991, and you're going to have 2 matches in one night in Louisville, Kentucky. So first matchup, you and Eric Embry are going to team up, and you're going to beat Dirty White Boy and Dutch Mantell. Then Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller would defeat the Texas Outlaws. And after that match, Eric Embry and yourself fought Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller to a double DQ. So everybody seems to be doing double duty in Louisville, Kentucky for the USWA in 1991. Does that ring a bell at all?
Well, that had to be his tournament. That had to be some kind of tournament going on for the tag titles or something, whatever it was. But with Eric Embry, and that's when I really got to know Jeff Jarrett pretty good and had a lot of good matches with him, and always enjoyed working with Jeff. So. And during that time around, I was enjoying my time in that territory, working Memphis, Louisville, Evansville, and spot shows on Thursday and Friday, coming back and doing early morning live TV in Memphis. So it was pretty good that was the best time I had in Memphis, and that was like my fourth time there, I guess. And Eric was booking, and Jeff was still pretty green, a couple years in, and I happened to look right up and then cut a promo on Jeff my first night, my first day back, and Eric went and put him and me together, and we had I thought we had good matches always.
And finally, 1994, we mentioned them last week, the Smoking Guns defeating the Heavenly Bodies, you and Jimmy Del Rey in Bourne, Massachusetts. Man, what a weird card. Abe Schwartz defeats PJ Walker, who's of course just incredible. Bundy defeats Doink. Adam Bomb defeats Nikolai Volkov. Razor Ramon defeats Bob Backlund. IRS beats Mabel, and Bulldog in the main event beat Owen Hart, which is probably, besides your match, there might have been the only good match on that card. It's just crazy. What an interesting, interesting card in 1994.
Yeah, it was an interesting time in 1994. Yeah, it was an interesting time to be there. It was about time to wrap things up. Yeah.
Smoking Guns, pretty good talents, though. I do enjoy them. I don't know about that gimmick necessarily, but I do like the Smoking Guns.
Well, Billy found his gimmick with Mr. Ass. I mean, that was him, and he got in great shape, and is in great shape today.
And it seemed like Bart Gunn found something with knocking everybody out, but apparently that didn't do him any favors. It almost seemed like that got him in trouble.
Yeah, but Bart was a great guy. I liked Bart.
It seemed like, oh, wow, what are we going to do with him next? We're not going to book him at all, and he can go work in Japan for a while, but we'll bring him back and we'll have him job to Dr. Death.
That whole
crazy.
That whole thing was a bad deal for everybody all the way around. Didn't end up good for anybody in that thing.
Yeah, just I don't know, just one of those weird things at an awesome time period during the Attitude Era. Just weird things like I can't believe that happened, kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of awesome things happened back then, and we couldn't believe happened.
All right, let's wrap this bad boy up and head towards the plugs. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at 2Man Power Trip. How about you, Dr. Tom?
Just follow me on Twitter at Dr. Tom Prichard and drtompritchard@gmail.com, and that's it.
All right. Thank you, everybody out there, for listening. See you right back here next week for a little Take You to School with Dr. Tom Prichard. We'll see you next week, folks.